I must admit, this is a taboo subject, especially when it comes to religious cats, you know. But here on Ego Channel, nothing is off limits. We discuss every topic, we face every issue head on, whether it's spiritual, physical, or psychological. They say things like, if you have sex without a license, that is hell. Excuse me? It's like they want to use your nature against you. They want to shame you and guilt you into submission. If you ask me, Alula, what do you think about sex after awakening? Actually, I'm very liberal on this subject. I mean, what is the problem if nature allows it? I mean, I still like pussy and big booty black women. Some of these women, the ass is so big, it might just give you a heart attack. This one time, I was in Kenya. This lady's ass was so big, I thought she was walking with two midgets. What is sex like after awakening? Two midgets. Where did that come from? Hello, beautiful people. My name is Alula, and welcome to Awaken the Ego. Today, I want to answer $1,000,000 question, and that is, what is sex like after awakening? If I can sum it up in 3 words, sex is so good after awakening. Now, part of the reason why sex is so good after awakening is like you become extra sensitive because your nervous system have gone through a renewal. Now, conversation turn you on. You no longer lust after women the way you used to. It's a beautiful thing. And of course, this is so attractive to women. The old me would have lusted after these ladies. Actually, this one time, I was walking down the street and I saw a woman that was so beautifully shaped. But then, I was just so satisfied by just having a look at her. The old me would have lusted after her so badly. Now, the next point on this subject is like, once you awaken, sex will be available to you everywhere. There are people that say, oh, I've awakened now, I'm not compatible with people. No, that is just another trap of the ego. Now, when a person awakens, some people, they still have an ego. They feel like they're above other people. What I say on this matter, guys, is like we're here to interact with people, whether it's verbally or physically. But now it's a matter of getting the right connection. It's a matter of finding somebody that matches your frequency. All right, let's get down to the points. How is sex so good after awakening? Sex is so good after awakening because you live in the present moment. Guys, every time you live in a present moment, it's like you experience life in a slow motion. Now, when it comes to sex, being in the present moment, guys, will make sex one of the most enjoyable experiences. You know, when you're living in the matrix, when you're living in the survival, you know, sex was a matter of just getting it done and may not have the orgasm. But after awakening, you see sex completely in a different way. You know, conversation turn you on. You know, how somebody looks, it's very stimulating. You know, because you live in the present moment. You're living in the present moment and having sex, you know, as one of the gifts you'll receive from a spiritual awakening. Sex is a transmission of frequency. And this point will be so obvious to you after you awaken. Now, when it comes to this issue, it's all about finding a partner that is compatible with you. This is the reason why many chosen ones struggle in this sector. Since your energy is so big, you know, you find it hard to find a match. You know, this is so important, guys. In fact, sex is a spiritual practice. And let me tell you something, like I said before, since we're here to interact with one another, sex is one of the most effective way to interact with one another. That is why you got to vet the person that you're sleeping with. This can make you or break you, guys, especially if you're a woman. Every time a woman lays down with a man, it's like a man is pouring his essence into her. Over time, she begins to take on his characteristics. You know, that's why these ladies, many of them, especially the good ones, are so careful in this area. And let me tell you something, it's the right thing to do. Now, if you get a good man, a spiritual man, then sex will elevate you even further. And let me tell you something, also, the opposite is true. You know, you got to be so careful who you share this experience with, guys. Some can even lead to death. You know, there are many people who are no longer with us because of this sex. You know, people carry disease, whether it's physical or even spiritual disease, if we can say that, guys. Now, the way I go about vetting a partner, for me, you know, many things, I guess, we can work around it, but I'm more concerned with your spirit. Are you from a good side or the bad side? You know, if our spirits are compatible, then I don't see why, you know, sex is a bad thing. And in fact, it's a great thing after you awaken. Now, moving on to the next point. How is sex after awakening? Sex is so good because you're gonna have to, now you get to experience this experience without lust. Yeah, the thing about lust is, once it enters your system and you begin to embody this lust, it destroys your relationships, you know. And since, oh yeah, another point that I forgot to say was, sex can also be a weapon. If you're not responsible with sex, if you don't know how to control yourself, guys, if you lead your life with lust, sex can destroy you. But one of the gifts you will receive after awakening is like your lust has been stripped away from you. And let me tell you something, it's a beautiful thing. Now, if we look at this Diddy case, it seems like he's on trial for lust. It's like they use his lust to bring him down. You see what I mean? Since he has no control, now sex has been weaponized against him. That's why, guys, it's so important for you to continue on working on your last issue. That's why semen retention is effective. That's why working on your trauma, guys, is effective. That's why, yeah, I don't have the next one. Yeah, so guys, sex after awakening is a beautiful thing because it strips you off your lust. Okay, guys, like this video, subscribe to this channel. The rain is here. I braved it and I still made a video. Okay, until your next video, God bless and take care. Bye bye. See you.